everyone, welcome to MJ Hobby Corner. This is the part 5 of my sculpture update, and this is a very scary looking giant wolf-like creature. I'm calling this an undead wulver for my Oathmark games. And a number of things about this sculpture. Now I'm gonna pretty much call this complete. Okay, and the next part, the next time you see this sculpture, it's going to be based and it's going to be fully painted. Okay, so here I have today, one of the things that I did was the eyeball. I heated up a piece of super Sculpey and made the eyeball, then inserted it into the empty eye socket, right? And then I sculpted some green stuff around there to simulate like some of the fur that's left over, right? But I didn't want to fill the skull too much with fur or anything else. I kind of want that skull look to it, right? But I thought that maybe adding a little bit of an ear and then a little bit of the fur on the face with the eyeball, it was going to make the creature look a little more fearsome, you know, a little scarier. Certainly this is a big beast, and as you can see, some of the green stuff is still wet. So I'm going to let this dry fully. I'm not going to do anything else to this. I think it has enough. There's a little bit of like ragged cloth here. There is another clump of fur right back here. You can see that, and I'm going to work on that just a little bit more. And another clump of fur right here. Right there. And then a little bit of fur right on the tail there. There's a little bit of fur, and I added those clumps also to strengthen those areas a little bit, right? But I want this to be mostly a skeletal beast, and then maybe I'll add just a little bit more, a tiny bit more of fur there, and that's about it. Now, what was one of the hardest parts of this sculpture? I would say the skull. The skull was really hard, and there is a wire on the lower jaw, very thin floral wire, that then inserts into this piece here, right? This bone, it inserts in there. The wire comes out, and then I use some green stuff to cover everything up, and that secures my lower jaw to the skull. That was very, very difficult, and you know, I had a lot of fun with the sculpture, and I plan on making more undead creatures. Okay, really, I really enjoyed it, but there are some really tough areas in this skull. Right, now you can see on the ribs as well, I added some like dry flesh and fur, and I made sure that the ribs were still visible. I still got to work a little bit on that to make sure that those ribs are still visible. Right, because I want it to be like really, really dry, thin fur. So a little bit more work, and this thing will be finished. I'm going to then paint it, and then what we will do is see the sculpture fully painted, and we'll put it alongside some miniatures to see how it looks. This is my undead wulver for Oathmark, and we'll see this in one of my Oathmark campaigns as soon as I start a necropolis. This was a very interesting build. All right, folks, thank you very much, and hopefully the next time you see this thing, it'll be fully painted and on a base. Thank you very much, folks, and we'll talk very soon.